Following reported structural vulnerability of other source forming of the railway infrastructure in the Kijabi area, the government has directed urgent structural repairs and the drainage of the tunnels to avert loss in life in the area, as was the case last week. In the meantime, Interior CS Kindiki, who visited the area, directed the Kiambu Security and Intelligence Committee to evacuate all persons whose residences are likely to be on the path of the downstream stormwater in the event of the drainage system burst. Kindiki also said the government will foot funeral expenses for the people who died from the floods.
Because of the ongoing rains, we have had issues here related to mudslides, landslides, and the general destruction of property and the blocking of infrastructure. And therefore, we have come this afternoon just to assess the situation here as a way of offering members of the public preventive security measures. As you are aware, last week we had a very unfortunate incident not far away from here. And even as we speak, a majority of our people lost their loved ones downstream as a result of the burst of the water drainage system that happened here last week. Most of those people are still have not found their missing persons and relatives. Others have found them, and we've just lost too many people. And we really want to condole with the families. And tomorrow, for those who are affected, we will be able to have a general mass service to remember the souls of our departed countrymen and women and our children who perished in this most painful manner as a result of this crisis that is happening in most parts of our country at the moment. And the government will take the responsibility of meeting the funeral expenses of all the families who have already retrieved and received their loved ones. We will support the families so that we share with them the pain. Of course, as we are aware, we cannot replace, and no action can replace the souls of our country, men and women, and our children whom we have lost. But as a sign of solidarity with the community downstream which was affected, the government will shoulder the responsibility of the funeral expenses for the families, and government will be represented at very high levels during the mass service tomorrow. And we have directed the evacuation of all families whose residences fall within the projected pathway of any floods that could emanate if the drainage systems and the culverts and the channels we've just inspected were to burst. We pray that they don't burst. And because there has not been rain for the last 2 days here, the water levels have slightly subsided, but the risk is real. And any further drop of rain would present a challenge to the infrastructure here. And therefore, we have directed evacuation of all the families downstream, as advised by our experts. Already 86 families, I'm informed, have already been relocated. But there are also families who are within the flood path who are still lingering in that area. And we have directed that they must be moved mandatorily. They must move. It is not an option, it's mandatory. And we are giving them this afternoon. If they don't move by 6 p.m., we are going to start moving them downstream by force and take them to safe places, because it will be unimaginable if we were to have an incident similar to what we had here again.